Yo, welcome to Let's Talk Football. Welcome to a brand new video. So everybody that's tuned in, please subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell for all the future drops, smack the like button, and leave a comment below. This is your weekend review, and let's get into the football, man. We're gonna start with Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns played in the CAF Champions League this weekend, and we played against Raja Casablanca. Traveled all the way to Morocco, and we dropped 3 points. We lost 1-0, and I feel like it was a game that was mostly changed by the way it was officiated. I don't want to get much into the officiating, but yeah, man, the result is it's what it is, and we should take it. We dropped 3 points, and we remain second in the group. 3 points behind AS Rabat, right? I feel like we didn't have a bad game. We didn't have a bad game as such. We played with 10 men for majority of the second half because we got basically the whole second half because we got the red card just before halftime. I'd say the first 20 minutes of the game we started very well. Not as much in control, but we tried to play through the press because Raja was pressing very high. They tried to press us from our goalkeeper, but we tried to keep our style of play and press and play throughout from the back, right? But after like Boma 30 to 35 minutes, Raja started to get into the game, but I still think we defended very well up until we got the red card, which I feel like, yeah, you could say it's a red, but it was on the fence, right? For me to feel like it was on the fence is because of other challenges that were made by the Raja players and maybe some of our players that were not given as fouls. Some never even got yellow cards for those. But hey, man, we'll take that. And over that red card that Obas got, right, I still feel like he didn't have a good game. Oh, I think Obas and Alinde in that midfield were not present enough in that game. I feel like they could have performed a bit better, and the red card for Obas was just was just a cherry on top to prove how a bad of a game he was having. Right, Marcelo, I think it was probably because it was his first game after injury. He has missed a lot of games. I think it's been like 2 to 3 games that he wasn't playing, and he just came back straight into the starting lineup. And I think his performance was not that good. He could have done better in most instances, losing the ball very easily. And with Marcelo, I think we all know him as the player that can keep the ball moving in different areas. But he lost the ball so many times in that game. Then I think that was one of our problems that we had in the midfield. Tactically, I think our coach tried his best to manage the game, and I think he did very well because he kept it to a 1-0 score margin, right? Which I feel like if it was another game or maybe another coach, we could have lost by more than one goal. But the change that he made in the second half, turning changing our formation to a back three, I think that helped us to defend a bit better, and we move, man. I think we'll take that, man. It's very difficult because now we are left with 2 games in the group stages, and I think those 2 games are must-win games. One away game and one home game. And hey, man, I feel like we can still get out of this group, right? We are second behind of we are second behind AS Rabat, and our next game. Okay, we go into DRC, and then our last game is it's at home. So I feel like we should be taking these 6 points so we can qualify for the next round. And what I can say is I'm happy with how our coach manages our games. Right, defensively, I'm not that worried. I feel like we defend very well. So with that being said, man, I just hope that we can pick ourselves up from this. It wasn't much of a bad performance. It was just one of those. First loss for our new head coach, and we'll take it, man. I think from what I've seen so far, it's not a big of a deal that we lost. I just want to see how we bounce back from this loss so we can get back into our momentum and win our final 2 games in the group so that we can move on to the next stage. I was happy to see Lodge and Tashrik back into the team. Tashrik started the game and Lodge came in the second half, and Lodge actually got a very big chance to equalize for us, a one-on-one that he should have put away, but he missed it. But anyway, I'm happy that he's back into the group, and I hope that we'll see more of him. Please tell me what you think about the performance of Mamelodi Sundowns in the Champions League in this previous weekend. Tell me what you think about the group stages so far in the Champions League. Leave a comment below in the comment section and tell me what you think. Moving on to the next game, the Premier League. We saw Chelsea drop points again. It was very disappointing because in this, looking at the weekend results, I think we could have been in a better position because Arsenal also dropped points. Liverpool also dropped points. Nottingham played today, so we should have took our 3 points. But, and this goes back to what I've been saying in my previous videos, right? Enzo Maresca must manage our games better. He should try to make substitutes on time, and this has been happening since the Everton game, right? I feel like our mid December, our players started to get tired. We are not playing full 90 minutes anymore. Once we get to like the 60th, 65th minute, our players start to get tired, and I feel like our coach should start making changes earlier because we were leading 1-0 up until those 60 minutes where we saw Crystal Palace was starting to get back into the game. Actually, still, Crystal Palace started the second half much better than us, but around the 60th minute, they were starting to gain momentum into the game. And there was a point that I felt like we should have made a couple of changes. Should have took Jackson off because he was not giving us anything. Missed so many chances that I feel like he should put them away. And this goes back to the point that most Chelsea supporters been crying out about. We should get a lethal striker up front. Jackson would be a good player to have as a backup striker, but we need somebody who's gonna bang in those goals. Someone who doesn't need 5 chances to score a goal. Because in other games we're gonna play very tight games that we're only gonna get maybe 1 or 2 chances, and we need somebody who's gonna put those chances away without wasting any of them, right? I think Jackson should do better in those instances. I know the equalizer, we can put that on Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's mistake, losing the ball where he lost it, just close to our 18-yard box. So, yeah, man, it's a mistake that Cole did, but we can't just put that on him because we had so many chances that we could have buried the game very early. But overall, man, I still think our coach can manage our games better. With us leading 1-0 and seeing the opposition getting back into the game, he should make some changes in the midfield, especially with Enzo and Caicedo playing so many games. I feel like one should be rested at some point. Lavia is back. I'm not sure if they are saving him or they are just trying to manage him so he doesn't get injured again. But I feel like we should have at least tried something different to rest maybe one of our midfielders. Or even we could have tried to move Cole Palmer to the right, bring in Felix for maybe Neto or Sancho, take off Jackson and put in maybe McGew up front and try something different. Or even if not Felix, Nkunku in the 10, move Cole to the right and maybe try another striker up front. Because McGew is not getting... They brought him on, I think in the 81st minute. In the 81st... And he's not going to make a difference in that time. But hey, man, I think Maresca should go back to the drawing board. Try to make subs as early as possible. Be decisive, man. And make substitutions as early as possible. Because in some games, the coach should win us games from the bench, right? Win us games with a little bit of tactical tweaks here and there. And I feel like that's what he should have done in these games that we've been dropping points. Because now, if we look at the log, we're in trouble. We're in huge trouble because we're still in fourth. We remain fourth after this weekend, right? But we are fourth, a point behind Nottingham Forest that are playing today. If they win today, we're 4 points behind Nottingham. We fall behind Arsenal and Liverpool. We should just give Liverpool the league, guys. Even though they dropped points yesterday to a struggling Man United, I still feel like they're still gonna win the league, man. Liverpool's not gonna drop many points to many teams. Because even if you look at the game yesterday, they could have easily lost that game, right? Because United, as much as they are in the mud, last night they performed very well. Because even though they played maybe a bit of a low, let me say a mid block, because they were defending deep, but not as deep as I thought they were gonna play, right? And when they got chances, they tried to play forward. They tried to create more chances to get a goal. And if we are being honest, United got the better chances in the game and could have easily won that game. That chance from in the last minute of the last kick of the game, Harry Maguire getting that chance and blasting it over the post could have been 3-2 and Liverpool could have lost that game. But I don't think Liverpool's gonna drop it. It's gonna drop many points in this campaign, man. Because even if they do, teams that are behind them are not performing to a point that I think they can put more pressure on them. Because if you check this weekend, Chelsea, Arsenal could have cut the points difference, but they also drew. So, man, I think Liverpool are gonna win the league, and it's not much more on them, but it's much more on the other teams, right? Because we are not putting pressure on them. Instead of us pick up in points and letting Liverpool, instead of us pick up in points once Liverpool drop points, we also drop points, and I feel like with that we are nowhere challenging Liverpool for the league. And moving on to our last topic of the day, the Danny Olmo situation. Danny Olmo still hasn't been registered. I think this is very disappointing, man, because Laporta promised that he's gonna get him registered before the end of December, and we in the second week of Jan. We're in the first week of January, going to the second week. I feel like, man, he tried. Right now, the club is back to the 1-to-1 rule. So basically, we can spend a bit better now. But I'm not much concerned at the spending if we can't register our players, right? Because then almost we brought him with a lot of money. I think about 60 million euros. And him to play for only 6 months, it's very sad, man. And I can't even imagine what it does to him mentally. La Liga and the RFEF, basically the Spanish Federation, has rejected Barcelona's attempts to register Dani Olmo. While Barca attempted at the commercial court, at the court of first instance, La Liga and the RFEF, all of them have rejected Barcelona's attempt to register Dani Olmo. Barca is left with two remaining options, right? They can go to the Supreme Council of Sport or the court. Those are the two remaining options to register Dani Olmo. And I saw another story, can't remember who was the source, saying if Barca fail to register Dani Olmo, chances are, okay, they say the rumor has it AC Milan are willing to sign him for 6 months, and then after the 6 months he can come back to Barca. And well, if you can't register him, I'm hoping he can go get some playing time at another team, and then maybe after the 6 months he can come back so we can register him and maybe play for Barca again. But I was really hoping that he can stay for the whole season. But we'll wait and see how this goes. I'm hoping that we can register Dani Olmo and Paul Victor, because there's two of them, Paul Victor and Dani Olmo. So I'm hoping that we can get them registered in time so we can get back into the team, because La Liga is not resumed yet. We're going to play in the Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia, and maybe after that we'll see what happens. But news coming out in Spain this morning is that the president of Barcelona will be meeting with the president of the Federation and the president of La Liga in Saudi when we play in the Spanish Super Cup. Maybe that will turn things around. We don't know. But hey, man, we'll see. That's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Press the notification bell to get notified when I drop a new video. Press the like button under this video. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about the weekend. Tell me what you think about the football that we saw this past weekend. And shout out to you who has been locked in. Let's talk football. We out.